Okay, everybody. Hello, one and all. I'm back, and we are still working on the F-302. We still got some things we got to do. We got to let's see here. We got to get the bottom looking about as good as the top looks. Put the missiles and everything on, and blueprint this bad boy, and put it back up there. If I get done in time, and we get it done today, what I will probably do is we'll take this after I get it blueprinted up, and I'll probably play some Helldivers this afternoon because why not? We haven't done a Helldiver run in a while. I am 100 super credits away from being able to get the next um what do we call 'em? I'm 100 super credits away from getting the next war bond coming out, and so I think we'll just do some short runs. The Terminids, I think, are attacking civilians now again, so probably going to break out the salamander armor and just go to heck with that. Anyway, going down here, as I said before, we've got to put some striping on this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to stripe these engines and then run a like a strip, like another stripe or something down the bottom of this, interceding it with the other stuff so that we can get a really nice look to the bottom. So it all looks nice. You know, it's got to look nice. We got to make it look nice. Without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, let's grab this, and we're going to grab that paint color right there, and we're gonna stripe this section up real nice and pretty, like so. We got that nice stripe there. I may put a yellow stripe right here. I don't know. Yeah, no, no, no. Here's what we'll do. We'll just run across this like so. And we'll get there. We're having to squeeze into some places because I don't have a whole lot of room on this thing. No, I don't want to do that. Let's get in here as tight as I can. Okay, that one's done, and we just got to get this one. This is all we got to do. Hello there, Imperial Scout Trooper. How you doing? We are just working on the F-302, doing a few more paint modifications. It's probably getting done today. Unless something stupid happens, it's getting done today. Because I am too close to it now to not get it done today. So I'm trying to get up here now. And there. So we got a nice black stripes going on around that. That's going to give us a little bit more of a look to the bottom of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna put in some new black stripes. I'm trying to figure out where that's gonna start. So we need our. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a little complicated. What we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this because I know it has to go on the back here. We're gonna mimic the same stripe pattern we had on the back up here in the front. Hmm, how is that happening? Well, we're just gonna take it on down here and see where it goes from there. Okay, so we got that stripe going there. Let me see. Oh yeah, we got this extra lip. That's the problem. So the next part, I'm gonna put this guy in, or one of them. Not that one. I'm gonna do this one. No, not there. No, not that at all. My lord. What the heck am I doing? All right, put that in there. And we'll have to fix him later. And the rest of it should just be regular stuff. We'll put that in place. That'll help out. It'll give the F-302 several things. First guy, good for you. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get this thing done, man. I'm hoping I can get this thing done. You guys can have my plan is to have this done and on the workshop by tonight, so you guys can just grab hold of it and start playing around, making adventures with it. I am gonna probably try to do a type of video with this, showing off what it can do. I need to. We'll do this real quick and slap a piece of material there, and shift and P for a second time. Because that's ultimately the plan. I was planning on getting this thing done and having it up by tonight. Now it may not have all the lore and all the information. I'll put that in later, granted. But it will have a lot of stuff figured out by the time we get done with it. So that's one good thing. Now starting on this end here, we're gonna go back and do the same exact thing. We've got to do the same nonsense we did before. So it all just works good. Wait, I think I can probably just put the... Yeah, I think we can. So then that'll be the next one coming in. Now, if I got that correctly, and then those two coming down there, I believe. All right, let's see if that works. No, that doesn't work. How do I do that? There. Oh yeah, the stripe on the bottom is done. So yeah, like I said, it's getting done. Suggestion: I would make the gray a bit darker. Um, Yeah, I might do that. Let me see here. Let's grab the gray that we got right now with everything that's on it. Let's see. Take it down to 39, I think. I don't want to go too dark because, oh good God, that's going to be fun. We'll just put it like that. That's going to be fun. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's working out better. That little bit darker will help. Oh boy, what did I turn gray on that end? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I don't think that's going to matter that much. There we go. That's doing better. Did get Alec Carlson to design the MEC. I'm not sure what that is. Had to give me a refresher on that one, guys. I don't quite know what you're talking about there. I probably do. It's just that information is just not registering right now. Between and it's not that I don't know the guy, it's just that between work and all the other stuff that I got going on, it's hard to keep up with everything that's happening. So I probably know, I've probably got the information. Also, can't you mirror? Um, yeah and no. I can mirror this part, but you got to remember this spacecraft is about five different parts. We've got each one of the top fins, and then each one of the wings, and then the center of it. So this entire ship doesn't. I can mirror just one part of it. So when I start mirroring other stuff, it's going to be hard to do some other things to it. Besides, going through here and doing it manually is not something that bothers me like it does some people. The one problem I have with painting is doing too much, and it's very easy to do too much. Ooh, that's going to be fun to hit in there. I may not even mess with that. It's deep enough in there. I won't even mess with it at the moment. Well, can I get to it? I can probably get to it. Okay, there's that. Nope, that was not what I wanted to change colors. I can reach it. We're going to go ahead and reach it anyway. There we go. Got that. Let's see if we can get the rest of this on here. And ta-da. Darker gray. And we can simply fix this very easily. Just, oh yeah, that's finished. So now, wait a minute. I don't think I got that piece right there. So let's go ahead and hit that again. Yeah, could I mirror tool this? Yeah, it's not something that bothers me though. Okay, I think we got everything. Looking it over, it all seems to be the same shade of gray. So now the next thing I need to do is we're going to need 2 sets of blueprints. One of them is going to be for the wings. We're going to have to blueprint this ship, put it over, customize the wings, or not the wings, customize our missiles over here. I'll take one of these missiles, figure out which one has everything on it that I need it to have, put it on this. I thought I had wings out here that already had the missiles on it. That's over here, or something to the effect. One of these missiles here has it. If not, I'll just set everything back up the way it was. We'll do a couple test runs with it colored, and then once all that's done, then the strike fighter. F-302 in Stargate is an interceptor, so I guess it's going to be an interceptor. It has the firepower. Let's go through here and look at this. I'm gonna say owner K. Is it like a bombarder? No, it's actually a strike fighter, but because in if you've ever seen Stargate, you'll remember that the F-302s usually carry 2 Naquita charged missiles, and so this thing is going to carry, it carries 4 of them, 2 on each wing, and then it's got its main, and then it had like a main railgun cannon or something to that effect. So that's what it'll be doing. Imperial Scout Trooper looks amazing. Thank you very much, John Chives. Season 7, Alec shows off the Asgard he cloned. In that episode, it said he designed F-302's multi-engine controls. Yeah, I wanted to put a jump drive on this, but it didn't work. Also, I've done multi-engine systems before. So this is the original F-302. It's already up on my workshop. You want to check it out. It doesn't have the extra stuff up there. I was just testing some stuff out. But this had multiple different engines, and over time I figured out I don't need, or at least my particular play style, you don't need a set of ion engines like this and all these extra Atmo engines. This thing will fly plenty well with just these 3 boosters, and plus it's faster on the draw than this one is. This one has more get up and go than this one does, so we've got more speed. It also, the weapons on this, thanks to the missiles, the missile systems have a far greater range than any weapon system any direct attack weapon system that I could develop inside of Space Engineers. So even the rail guns don't outrange the missiles on this thing. Will you be making a bomber? I'm thinking about it. I want to make something that looks similar to Eagle One, but with a few modifications. I don't want the wing underneath. I kind of want to make it a bit like a A-10, and we're going to seriously load that thing down with missiles. It's going to have a serious amount of firepower to just wreck a ship with. Considering the missiles that we got do a pretty good job of flying off and hitting that. And then also we've got other options inside this thing. So like, let me pull in. Like before, I got the radar system working. So we know that the radar will work checking a long range target if I see it. I may mess with these controls and stuff here too. Make them the same green color as that, just so the cockpit matches a lot better. But yeah, this thing runs on a single hydrogen tank. It's not supposed to go real far, but in case it needs to, it can shut off all hydrogen and run on just its cruising ion thrusters. And it'll just build up some speed with it, and then you just coast through space. It's also got the enough energy to lift itself up off the ground. If it goes into Atmo, it's got 2 atmospheric duct fans, which will keep it up off the ground. So it's all in all well rounded. And also we have, if things get too wild, it takes a minute, wind up. Well, we have a serious amount of firepower here that just wreck a smaller ship. once that gun, it's something to do with the programmable block I got going. So for those that are new, I'm just showing off some of the stuff it's got already on here. We have a radar script, so this thing can keep track of what all it's looking at. And it's also got a salvo fire script on it, which is what runs the guns. For some odd reason, the salvo script with the autocannons, and I'm guessing this is because they are a newer weapon than anything else. When you fire off the salvo script here, the frickin' guns, when they fire, they've got to somehow wind up. I don't know if it's like trying to set everything up. I don't know if I've done something odd or if it's just the system giving me a fit, but it takes a second for it to fire off. Once it gets going, we're pumping out 894 rounds a minute off the autocannons, which is slightly more ammo being fired than a single Gatling gun. Because I think the Gatling gun, I want to say it fires somewhere between 600 and 800 rounds per minute. So this is chucking way more ammunition, or a significantly larger degree of ammunition is being shot out of the forward system here. And we just got to hit them a few times with this. You're going to get smacked with about 6 or 7 rounds. And that's usually all it takes with the autocannons to wreck everything. Also, here's our makeshift radar system on the back, which is just this itty bitty camera. And it's tracking me right now. Looking around. We got a pirate drone looking around for stuff. I better watch it or he's going to accidentally trigger something. Let's go ahead and finish up this thing here because I need to finish up the visuals of this. And let's find, okay, we got fighter cockpit. Let me see, I should be able to mess with the colors here. Oh, whoa, 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 what was I messing with? That's the top center screen. I want to go here. I don't want to mess with that. Not if I can help it. Okay, that's going to be bright green. We're going to cut this down and cut that down. So there we go. Our clock is now turned. We'll go to top right screen. I want to make all these the same color. So the simplest thing to do is that. And what is this targeting info? No, okay, so this will give me target locking info. So we'll do that for that one. The other one, what do I want to do the other one? Let's give that an artificial horizon so I know where that is. And the keyboard. I wonder what I could put here. Why don't I change this to velocity? It looks all right. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do velocity on there. Change that to a green, and we'll change this to green because we want it all to match the one thing we got up there. So bottom number pad. Let's. Oh wait. Why can't I access that? All right. Text and images. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we ain't got nothing there, so let's go ahead and we'll just make that apps. And let's see. There's our velocity right there where our crotch is at. And then this number pad here. I want to keep it. I'd like to keep it, but the problem here is it won't let me. So we're going to put it to apps. gonna put there? Hey, well, did you? Well, that's not gonna work. That will do digital clock right there. Why not? Plus, something that people don't tell you, green systems actually are easier on your eyes, which is why the military uses a lot of greens in their systems because you got to be looking at this crap a lot. Let me look over here. We've got a. There, we'll drop that down a bit. Drop that down to about. We'll do 50, I think. We'll do that. Hit that at about 50. Hit the center keyboard. Do the same thing to it. To about, say 50. All this works the way I hope it will. Let's do this the easy way. All right, 50 there. What's the next one? I should have only one more left. And there we go. That makes things a whole lot easier to look at when you're flying the ship around. So now we've got radar sitting there. We've got all our scripts and everything working. We can see how fast we're going. We got artificial horizon. Once I take all the junk off here. Oh, what I do. There we go. I'm back. All right. So we've got all this. We got our little clock over there where it doesn't really matter. I've got two speed systems going on here. What the heck? Let's go back in here and see what is going on. Let's see. What is that? Is that the... All right, that's the keyboard. What can we put in the keyboard? I'll tell you what we'll do. Put the bottom screen. Slap in energy and hydrogen there. See what that looks like. Yeah, I don't have that anywhere else. So now I got energy and hydrogen down here at the bottom. I got my speed up in front, so I know where I'm at. I got targeting, artificial horizon, targeting, target lock, and my clock on the other side there. So everything's working out. I'd love to have some more stuff, but like I said, we've got all this figured out. I need one more thing, and that is lights on each side. Hang on, let me read some stuff here. Grexion, sup Badger? I like the colors of the new fighter. Thank you very much. Iteration Crunchy, Gluten Tag. Hey, Gluten Tag, my friend. Leps, hey yo, how y'all doing? No, we're doing pretty good. Trying to get this thing down. I'm trying to remember. Is it red on right and green left? Oh, nice paint. Yeah, yeah, it's nice paint. Trying to remember which one is it. Hang on. We'll just do this the easy way. I'll leave the pixie. I'm on. Let me see here. I thought the pixie had lights on it. Does it? I think it does. Yeah, it does. Okay. So it's got green on the right and red on the left. All right. So that's what we got to do. We're gonna slap some stuff on here. Let's do what they did there because I actually like that. What in the world did he put there? Because that was actually kind of cool. Let me look at that again. That's not a light. That's just a screen. What screen is that? Let's look here. No, that's not the right one. What screen am I looking at here? Come on, where you at? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's slap you on here, why don't we? Because why not? And I'm going to access this thing while I'm at it. Da, 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 da. All right, that was simple. Now let's do that to the other side. So we have our wing lights here. These little bars right here just look better than a regular light. Now let's head on down. Text and images. There we are. There we go. So that looks better. It's the little details. It's the little things that make the thing look good. Yeah, I've got to figure out where to put some lights on this thing, or forward lighting, so that I can fly this thing more efficiently. I may. Actually, I got an idea. We'll take these out. We'll take these out. That kind of messes with some things, but I think I've got an idea here that'll work out good. Let me find the lights. Actually, we're going to need a whole new area for this because we got multiple lights now. We have lots of pretty lights. And I just got to find them in King's mess they have made of my system. There are those lights. There are more light. Oh, there they are. Fix to say. Okay, we could do those. What I'm thinking though, I'd like to do these. There's one. And there's one. That just makes things look a little bit better. So now I can see what's directly in front of me. I can make it work. All right, so we got lights coming off the front. That'll make things work out pretty good. Um, hmm. What else could we add in here? I can see the bottom connector and I can see the top connector. So if I ever need to hook into those, that's not an issue. Plus, anything that they hook into on the ready mount is going to have to be large, and you'll be able to just jump onto the wing and climb. Just walk right up to it and then hop in. So that's not an issue. I think this is done, except for maybe some silver paint here. There we go. So now that looks better. And I got an idea for this. I think I'm going to put 2 more panel blocks here. I'll make these heavy armor. Just to help it there. I can't do anything here because these are in the way. But that'll be, yeah, that'll work out because it looks like it transitions up pretty good. So now I need the other blocks or panels. There we go. That's looking better. It's looking much better. So now it looks like it transitions up into that back section there, and that all just kind of transitions together. Makes everything flow good. Okay, so we got the F-302 done. Now, that is now functionally finished. All it needs now is the blueprints reactivated. I had a fresh set of blueprints with this particular wing system and painted up missiles. So that's the next thing we're going to do is probably paint up some missiles. So yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing. We'll have to do that. Whoops. And this is why a quick once over is always a good thing. Because right now, I just noticed somehow that happened. I don't know how that happened, but somehow it did. All right. So let's grab this. This should be the last time I should have to copy this, I think. Now, this will be a complicated mofo to build, so if you guys want to build this thing in survival, you'll have to build it in 5 pieces. So that, like I said, that creates an issue when you're trying to build something like this. So now, where is the missiles that I had? Let's turn on info. And let's see sensor field range. I want to see, I believe that may be one of the newest missiles that we built. Then again, I've also got this one. So one of these is the newer missiles I've built. I believe it's this one. Let's go ahead and check it real quick. Set up actions. Okay. Remove that. I don't need that one on there. I believe this one. Okay, this is not the newest missile because there were modifications I did to the newer missile, so this must be the newest one. Now let's check here. Yeah, so this is the newest one. It's working. Check the setup actions here. Okay, so this should be the missile that I was working with before. We're gonna start work on it. Let's go ahead and I want to see like what did I do here? I want these to stand out a bit. Let's go with a much better, cleaner white look. And then are in the clean mode. Let's grab a nice red. And we're going to red the tips on these things real quick. All right, we'll red that there. And in the back here, let's pull back defaults. We'll do a nice yellow onto the back here. And we're probably only going to do this on one layer because I'm just, no, well, shoot, I already painted it. I guess we're doing 2. I was only going to do one. And that should complete the missile's look. Now, oh boy, first things first, I need to test and see if this missile works like it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and grab this bad boy. We're going to grab this, copied like so. We're going to put it in the Fox 2 position. Wait, no, that's the wrong. Come on. Why won't you lock in? Why are we not locking in? That doesn't seem... Oh. Oh, I know what the problem is. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. That's the problem. All right, you should lock in now. But you're upside down. That doesn't help. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get on there. Ah, God dang it. Come on. Why won't you lock in? Everything's on. Like it's supposed to be. Is that... That should be on too. Why are we suddenly... Oh! Oh, I know. I think I know. I think I know. I think... Yeah, I think I know why it is not going. Yep, yep. That's what it was. Hook up. There we go. We got one in. Let's fly this bad boy out there. We're gonna fly out there real quick. Get close. There's our missile. He is heading off to give the Providence a piece of his mind. It's a strongly worded letter coming your direction, buddy. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think it hit. I hope it hit. Let's fly back to little asteroid we've been working at. And we will start. Oh boy. I am going to have to clean some stuff up here. I can tell you all that right now. Okay, so we have a missile that works. I have just got to do some modifications here. So what happened? Apparently, these blocks are getting in the way of the other blocks. And that will probably stop the thing from welding up. So let's go ahead and take those out while we're at it. That'll prevent the welding system from taking effect. And we'll head over here. We need to add another one. Back here, that needs to be in light armor. Just keep the weight down. Oh yeah, here we go. So now the whole thing is set up. All I gotta do now is put... Now, which one do we got here? Okay, here's the test dummy. I need to delete these sections out of here too, so that if we have to if the wings take damage, you can still be able to weld them back up. And then it's just a matter of turning on all the systems again. There we go. And then we just grab the missile like we did before. Actually, I think I've already got him in the build planner, so we'll just haul off and just start slapping him into position here. That's a 1. Why you decided to turn around, I don't know, man. That's a 2. Da, 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 da. 3. And I don't know why. It keeps turning around. 4. We have multi-storm missiles ready to go on an F-302 platform. I'm going to copy the entire platform one more time because I want to make one more test run with all the missiles. Because we are just testing systems right now at the moment. I want to make sure this thing will do what I want it to do. Also, I want to see some hits. And it's hard to see this thing do some hits at the direction that we are normally firing at. You can see right now, this thing puts up some serious speed. When it wants to move, it can move. And so now, we're having a tough time getting around the Providence here. So let's just walk this baby around. I also have to program in those lights that I just added. So they'll be off when I need them off. Okay, gentlemen. Fox 1. Fox 2. Fox 3. And Fox 4. All missiles away. Ooh, Providence took a hit. More impacts. We are seeing more stuff getting tore off. And that's going to be annoying, having something running around in there. You already see all the damage we've done recently with those things coming in and hitting stuff. So they're working like they're supposed to. We have explosive charges. They're knocking chunks out of it. They're doing a good job. So now this is done. I can take the other one we got, the one that we built up. We're going to disable the hinges on it so that we have just the wing mounts. That's it. So missiles are working like they're supposed to. We don't need this guy anymore, so we will simply delete him. And for this one that we've got, because if I recall, yeah, this is our original. And this is the one that we have the wing mounts to. We want to take the wing mounts off. So go into K here, where I've got things, the most important things labeled. We shall detach that. Hop out. And I will delete that. And boom, we have 2 separate wings that we can now put in. So let me read a couple of comments here. Some of y'all have been putting in some questions. Questions. Have you ever made a vanilla fighter that only has forward thrust? No, but I can tell you you'll need some other stuff to keep it stable. It would be a very, very unstable thing to be sending out. I tried that with missiles, putting only forward thrust. They're not as accurate. So you are going to run into some serious control issues. Have you ever tried Trailmakers. No, I don't know what Trailmakers is. That's from John Chaves. Grexion, it won't stop the missiles themselves from building just the top layer of the missiles. Yeah, but I want the missiles to look good when they go out. It's a very small area that won't be messed with that much. Suggest you make a missile that uses a large warhead. I am. I'm gonna make some type of base launched nuclear missile. These are just a kind of like I'm gonna call them the Makos because the Mako is designed to be the U.S. has built one called the Mako and it's designed as a multi-purpose missile. And this I've designed to be small enough I can pack a lot of them onto a ship and fast enough that I cheap enough that I can produce them quickly and just use them as a primary weapon system. If some of y'all haven't seen the YouTube short that I put out there from the Expanse, um, watch that, and you'll understand the joke I'm going for here because that's one of the big hitters. John Shaw's FYI, because I think you truly care not to actually you. Fox has to do with the type of seeker. It's not how you fired or how many. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm just putting it in there. I just labeled it as that because that's what the missiles are coming in at, and it's something general that everyone knows what will know or have some idea of what's being talked about. They've seen it on TV and stuff like that. I have to consider the people that are going in because not everyone that looks into it. Yeah, I know because I've played Jan's Air Combat Simulator, and you have long range missiles, which are Mavericks, and then you have Foxes, which are like the AIM 9s or AIM 6s, and they're kind of a shorter range. I can't remember exactly which one. It's either the Sidewinder or the AIM. I'm not sure which one is labeled as Fox. But when you would fire off one of them, the shorter range would be more of a Fox missile, and then you would then fire off like a Maverick, which would be like the long beyond line of sight. Like, hey, I've radared this dude about 2 miles out and I can't see him, but the radar says he's there. You know, that moment in Vietnam where they kept saying, yeah, we don't want you firing missiles at that range because we can't guarantee it's a friendly, even though we had trackers on every single dude that was out there. Then later on, they told us, no, that wasn't a possibility, and Patriots were knocking people down in the Iraqi conflict. That was fun. Tailmaker's a lot like SC, but more toony and way more beginner friendly. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, the this has a very steep learning curve for those that are just now watching this and getting involved. Space Engineers has a very steep learning curve. I'm not saying you shouldn't try it out, but it has a very steep learning curve. Let's see. Where is it? This will be the right wing. We're going to replace this with it. And then I'm going to blueprint this one here, like so. And we'll make that go to XF. That'll be left wing. Replace. All right. Now comes the big test. We're going to take our original F-302. And I'm going to access. Let's see. Which is it? Where is it at? It's programmable block. I know that. Or projector. One of the two. Ah, there it is. So this is the right wing. Uh, hmm. Oh, this is off. Okay, let's turn this back on. Blueprints. And this is why you label things the way it needs to be labeled. Okay, that one, I think. Let me look at it real quick here. I believe that is where it needs to be. Okay, we got that ready to go. So now we just need the left wing. Turn that back on. And we'll go. This is why usually when I go back, I'll go back through and take all the XF stuff out because that's not necessary anymore. Once I get the main blueprint and then I get it uploaded, it's there. Okay, it looks like everything is just going to run like normal. So that worked out better than I thought it would. Now we're going to run this over there. Let me check. All right, number 6. Turn those off. Turn them back on. All right, there we go. Okay, we've got a couple of stuff on. There we go. So let's fly the ship over to the welding pad that I got up here. Whoa. Now, the one thing about the F-302 that I built, it is nippy. It's designed to hit and go. It's not like the Sabre, which the Sabre will actually slow down to an extent. Now, let me check here, make sure we have done everything correctly like we were supposed to. Looking at that, and it appears so. And now we're going to just screen this guy in here like so. And there we are. F-302 is loaded back up. Let's take her out here and see how she operates. We're going to come in from the rear of the ship this time. You can see the radar camera working its magic. And if I go to inside, you can see I am maneuvering. It shows that it is on top of me because that's where the plane of existence is at the moment. All right, we got a pure rear end shot coming. I'm just going to pop 1, pop 2, pop 3, pop 4. Here they go. Number 6, we'll turn that off so we don't have to see that. We'll watch as these things just go screaming in like a bunch of little psycho sharks. They are aiming for the front of the ship. I'm still trying to figure out what in the heck they are trying to target. Oh! Whatever they were trying to hit, they needed to hit it because whatever it was, it let loose a big old explosion right there. That was cool. So now we hit that. The F-302 can take off. Also, for those that are wondering if we can do damage, yeah, I can turn this sucker on. We can just about chew through this arm right here and rip it off over time. It tears through blocks rather quickly. See, we're barely hitting anything now. I think mostly just the lag that we're having pulling through. So this thing can target specific systems like this antenna array right here. We hit it. And that thing will be done in just a few minutes. So yeah. It has the firepower. If I wanted to build something truly terrifying, I build it with some semi-gimbal systems, give it a full 360 degree, or give it a full multi-degree system or full planar system so that it could turn and target and access whatever it wanted to kill, and then let a couple of guns just do their job. Now, to fix all that, we're going to have to hit all this system in. And yeah, it does take a bit to slow it down because the thrusting capability on 3 of the 6 planes is not as powerful. And that's just because I wanted this thing to really pull some G's when you're going in. Okay, all that is on. Number 6, we're going to do another quick test here. I just pushed the wrong dang button on my keyboard, which has now brought me up to the desktop. Microsoft. You make things that go kaboom. All right, we're going to drop this down a little bit here and go forward slightly. See where we're at the moment. Okay, so we got to go up. Yeah, I don't think it'll take more than just one welding block. Let's make sure we got everything. That'll be the thing when if I build a carrier for this, it'll just have to have everything ready. One more test run. We'll see these missiles don't start targeting other things. Now, another cool part about this is if I'm at long range, I want to see. Oh, they're targeting different stuff now. Oh, that was almost just straight clustered in there. Check the damage, and yeah, that just rips a hole right in the side of the ship because they're targeting different stuff now, so they're more broadsiding targets. Those 4 right there were enough to rip a hole in the inside. So these guys inside have been depressurized, shot out into space, and Grievous is now trying to figure out just what the heck hit him. He's now looking back like, what in the world? What just hit us? And I'm looking at this like, and another kill to add to the collection. Let's build this sucker back up. I'll do a few more things. I'll change the antenna and everything to it. I'll switch this over to F-302. So it'll say, instead of antenna, it'll just say F-302 on the antenna block. We'll get all the missiles built up on it. And then if you guys want to just pop this thing into your world and just check it out, you can do that. I'll try to come up with a platform at some point in time that'll hold up good. Okay. Rearm all the missile units. And turn on 6. And there we go. I think 1 row of welders is going to be enough to get this thing to work. And that's cool because with 1 row of welders, if I put these onto a ship as the one of the main fire systems, that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun. Let me check here. It looks like my chat may have froze up. Yep, it did. Chat froze up. It happens every so often when you're doing streaming. The chat will freeze up, and it's like, yeah, you have nobody watching, but I can see where comments have gone, but it won't let me go down. I don't know why. I also have this goal feature on here, and I haven't figured out what that's for. But here we go. Yeah, this nightmare that just came into existence, and we're gonna let's go in. Where's the antenna at? Gotta go to the antenna. Automation. All right, antenna. Okay. Um, that'll be that there. There we go. So now you have an F-302. I need to do something about those signals on here. So let's go back in and look at, I should be able to find these easily. Now, because I put them in there, this may be something you'll have to turn off manually later because I don't know. I had the sensors on because I could see them on the HUD. I may have to turn that off eventually. Automation sensor to here, showing HUD off. There we go. So now you don't see the missiles on here at all. You just see these. And I leave them on because you may want to watch the missile as it flies in. But yeah, the F-302 is done. So let me hop out of here. We got to make this thing look good. We got to make it look good as it's flying. We need a good position. I got an idea. Let's grab this. No, that's not what I want. Let's blueprint this guy right now. We're naming him F-A-2 spec. And I'll also put in here and we'll put over here at the end because I want people to see that and I want them to think, oh yeah, this is something I can take into my system. It is going to be complicated. I'm not going to lie. It is a complicated little machine to fly. Where is my, there we are. Stargate F-302A2 vanilla. We've got that gun. And now where is, oh, I'm not even in there. And I need to take a screenshot somewhere else. So we've got this guy here. We'll just get a screenshot. Let's hop out of here real quick. We'll save every change we've made. No, we just haven't said anything in a while. So just add a flame on the side to show it's fast. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know how to do that yet. We'll do new game. No quick start. And let's see, what do I want to do here? Where do we want this thing to show up at? I need a background that has a lot of contrast to it. And the red ship area looks nice. So we're going to go there. We're going to have this thing looking like we're going to try and position it, give it a good deal, and I'll put it up on the deals. Don't worry about whether or not this thing is going to have information. I'll be putting the information on there, explaining a lot of the systems and how this thing works. I do need my own facility. I'm gonna have to get together with Gomer and the guys, and we're gonna have to just build an artsy facility that I can put this stuff in. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Stare. Wow, I really messed this up, didn't I? Hang on. Rename. Why did I do that? There we go. One stupid mistake. Let's see. How's it doing? Okay. So for those of you that are wanting how to know how to just put a ship right where you want it, a lot of times you'll have this system happening and it's only going to shift it, I want to say 90 degrees on one of the planes. To fix that, if you're on mouse and keyboard, simply press B, and that'll let you tilt this thing however you want to tilt it. So we're going to try and get a position here so it looks like we're flying past the deal, like we just flew out of it or did a flyby. That's kind of how I want this to kind of look. And there we go. And now I can do some other manipulations here with my character. While I'm at it, let's add another one here in the background, just for giggles. We'll add a few more. Okay. So it looks like F-302s have just flown right through and past. You got the F-302 sitting here. I'd like to do one, like a different one. I do want to put a sometime. How's that looking so far? How's that looking so far? Are we too cluttered, or should I do something different? I don't know. Let's see. Let's do kind of off here. And let's go ahead and yeah, place what's on the clipboard. All right, we got a screenshot of it. It looks good. The question is it too much? But you imagine a fleet of these coming at you really hard. Now let's go into blueprints. And we will publish this. Yes, as a ship, and it's going to Steam because I have yet to figure out mod.io. It keeps giving me something. I keep getting weird stuff happening with that. I will do that later. So yeah, Stairgate S302. Why? Why did I do that? All right, publish that. Yeah, I'll delete the old one. So there might be two of them up for a while. Okay, there we go. So maybe two of these up on the workshop, but they're you guys be able to pull this thing out and play around with it. I might see if I can hop into one of the what is it? I may see if I can get into one of the Zylock live streams. I see if I can't drop this thing out there. But here's a question to anyone: right now. Let me check. Make sure. Nope, no one's calling for me yet. Who wants to see some Helldivers? Who wants to watch little Helldivers as we sit here and play? 'Cause we got done with this. This thing is over with. It's done. And now I'm gonna put this entire series into just a live stream series where you got where it'll I'll put this in a playlist. It'll be F-302 build, and you guys will be able to go from start to finish on it. Watch the whole thing, binge it whenever you want, so you can see what was done when it was done. But yeah, we got these guys done. I need to build a platform like this with all the ships I've been working on hooked up to it. As I, oh boy, having difficulty right now. We got way too many subgrids on here. Throwing a fit. We'll save those changes right there. But yeah, that's done. I'll probably put up a poll, you guys, the uh on the channel if you want to try and decide what we're gonna build next. I will come up with a few design. I'll tell you what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Imperial Scout Trooper. I already watched all of it. Yeah. But there'll be future people will come in and they'll be like, "Hey, where's the rest of this?" And I'll have to put into the comments. I'll put in there that you can find where you find it after I do some editing and make it all look a little bit better. Because there'll be future people that are. I still find people that comment sometimes on the older live streams wanting to know whether this is working or not. That's where I get a few views from. It's not a lot, but I got to looking the other day and realized there's a steady supply of viewership, and I need to have more live stream content for people to watch. So start to finish, we have this done. The Mako is finished. I may do a blueprint of the Mako, and that may go up there so you guys can just grab the Mako itself, and just all you'll have to do with it is just pull it into an area, hook it up to your ship, and then blueprint the ship with that on it. And then all you got to do is just push a button, program it how you want the Mako to go, and it'll whip out there and it'll just start taking stuff out like it doesn't exist. But I do need to do a frigate. Some people have said to do a bomber, and I have mentioned a stealth craft. We also need a carrier for the F-302 at some point. So, if at all possible, those may be things. I'll put up a poll and you guys will get to decide what we build. And if we don't build the thing that you voted on, I'll have that build. We'll have the option to build that in the next vote. And so we'll just knock stuff out. And then you guys can suggest new things while you're at it. You can suggest, hey, Badger, we'd like to see you build a gunship like the Apache helicopter or something like that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching as we built the F-302 over these past couple of weeks. It has been a fun build. I've enjoyed having y'all here. And I'll be starting a new live stream in the search for super credits, because we got to get some super credits ready for that Law and Order DLC comes out. We got to be able to buy that as soon as it drops. I need that now. And I'm still finishing off the other DLCs. I haven't even gotten all the paints for the FRTs yet. Oh, there's another option. I could build an FRT from Helldivers if y'all want to have that one as well. I suggest that you do a ship that fires missiles but does not use a printer, just stores it. Not to use a system to print it. Well, what you're talking about is having like stored missiles I'm not sure if you're talking about stored missiles internally, but that could be an option if we start building another ship. I have thought about an internal storage system for missiles in a stealth ship. It carries like 2 stored missiles for self-defense. And then I'm going to pull some real sneaky stuff with the stealth ship. We're going to pull something out that when people see it, this will be a 2-seater stealth ship if I ever do it, that I'm going to pull every dirty trick I can think of to make this thing work better. Be more of a stealthy, hard to find deal that even if someone sees it they're not going to know you're spying on them. And we're going to pull some serious tech to mess around with. With the carrier, we're going to try and build a carrier. Have to build a missile frigate at some point in time to work with the Makos. That's another option. And then a strike fighter, something that. And for those that are wondering, no, it's not going to be like what was the one ship that Dog made? Kestrel, I think is what it was. I'm not sure. I know one of them was the Kestrel. But I think what we'll end up doing is the Kestrel's more of a gunship that kind of flies in there and just blasts things at a distance. This will be a hard hitting strike craft that the guys will be able to fly in there, and it's just going to be holy crap. That's a lot of that's a lot of ordnance incoming. It's going to really just overwhelm the system with all the sheer firepower, and then it'll still have enough guns and weaponry on it that it'll just punch through an enemy ship and make their life a living heck, while the other fighters are zipping around doing things. So I've got the Saber, and I am going to have to take this particular ship and make a triple R version, a Red Rock Raider version of it, which is going to have the black and orange, which I'm going to have to. I may just change the. What I might do is I may just make orange tips, change all the yellow on there to orange, or I'll change the black stripes. I may just paint the whole thing black and just put orange stripes going down the sides of it, and that would make it feasible. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hop off this stream, and we're going to do some Helldivers in the next stream because I've got time right now for some reason. Anyway, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the build stream, and I'll see you guys in Helldivers. We've got bugs to kill, and I have the perfect. We're going to burn some cockroaches. See you then.